Well, indeed, we're still on this issue of constitutional review and a lot of other sundry matters. Let me go to our guest who is joining us virtually, Mr. Defoe, to ask you about what you make of this issue of regional policing. Because over the weekend, you mentioned state police and the, will I say, the reluctance, or the reluctance of state governors to have this, or is it the federal government? It's unclear now, because the conversations would happen at next. Sometimes we will see there's a lot of momentum, and after a while, it just goes silent. Over the weekend, though, we saw the Ogun State government inaugurate about 500 officers of Amotekun, and they're led by a retired brigadier general. So it does appear that state governments are finding solutions to their local security problems. And this morning, we're now being told that 38 hostages have been killed after bandits collected a 50 million naira ransom in Zamfara State. So let me just quickly read the story. It says residents of Banga village in Kaura Namoda local government area of Zamfara State have been thrown into mourning following the brutal killing of 38 kidnapped villagers by bandits, despite the payment of over 50 million naira as ransom. And this was confirmed by the chairman of Kaura Namoda local government area, Honorable Manir Haidara Kaura, who confirmed the incident to us exclusively. He said 56 persons were reportedly abducted, 18 were released. However, it does appear that they killed 38 others. I do not know what is going through your mind as you listen to this piece of news, but how involved? Because while we're looking at state police, it does appear that where the challenge really is at the local government level. What do you think needs to happen at that level for us to, escalate to finally maybe coalesce at the state level?
Okay, thank you for your question, Mark. But unfortunately, I cry every day anytime insecurity is reported. And basically, day by day, we keep hearing of citizens in different parts of the country being kidnapped, being abducted, being killed. Blood is being spilled on a daily basis. And for an issue that we could have easily resolved. Now, like I said, in the last administration, we used that word, what do you call it? Restructuring. We also use the word security architecture. What is the current security architecture of this country? Like I said, I repeat myself, you have about 350,000 policemen, of which 150 are doing VIP services for individuals, leaving just roughly about 100,000 to police 200 million people. If you divide that by 36, you can understand why we never have quick response from the police. Now, you have about 250 military men who are also shared in 34 out of 36 states. It still cannot meet up with the requirements, the adequacy to be able to address insecurity in the country. The president, in his campaign, if you remember when he was talking about give them agbado and beans, he spoke about raising the manpower within our security forces to about 1 million, okay? That even is insufficient, but it is a first step in addressing the insecurity in this country. If you travel to most parts of the country, especially in the north, the distance between one police station and another is about 2 to 3 hours. And each station would have maybe 2 or 3 men with maybe weak weapons, showing you the inadequacy of not just only manpower, but also equipment, training. Now, my point is this. It's a federation. Can you remember the last time that money was used from the federal government during the last administration to address infrastructure? The governors kicked back. Why? Because their share of federation allocation was not, the permission was not taken. Hence, if the federal government has provided central policing, okay, at maybe 250,000, the state governments who have gotten increased revenue should be able to complement that. So at least for doing nothing, we should be discussing at the range of 500,000 policemen in the country. Now, if you cannot address that, you can't begin to pick all the different insecurity issues that are taking place. There's definitely a gap. Criminals are taking advantage of the fact that we don't have proper and effective security on ground to keep doing what they do. Now, like I said, between the National Assembly and the National Economic Council, how come each time they meet, they skip the issue of state policing? I put it to you that insecurity is directly tied to executive compromise and corruption. I repeat myself, insecurity is directly tied to the politicization, to the corruption that is taking place, to the inability of our leaders to have one face regarding our nation. And we, the Nigerian people, have suffered untold hardship. I keep telling you that it had nothing to do with herdsmen and farmers. Have you traveled along the road? Have you seen herdsmen before? Is it those small little children that are taking cattle around that are frustrating our army? That can't be true. They tell you it's religion, Christian and Muslim. Not so. Tell me which Muslim or Christian association has come out to say that we are going to kill to take hand over to get what we want. That's not true also. What you have are politicians who have taken advantage of the weak security architecture to continue peddling their interests. Until we face this issue as a nation, we can't continue making excuses for it and claiming that people are coming from outside to destabilize our land. We can't continue saying that we can't think about state policing when clearly, all you need to do is to empower state police to give you double the numbers to ramp up your security architecture. Mark, but these things are not rocket science. They're not difficult. You and me, we're doing ourselves. And I need Nigerians to understand this. When we start discussing religion and ethnicity when it comes to who we're going to vote and
Oh, it does appear that we just lost you briefly there, Mr. Okorie. We certainly will come back to you, but let me come to you, Dr. Obani. And this issue, also borders on the Constitution, because at the end of the day, what exactly is government about? Isn't it the safety of lives and property? That's essentially what it's supposed to be about. This advocacy for local government autonomy, at a time when we're saying increased revenue, shouldn't it also trickle down to the issue of safety? Why do we seem to always be dropping the ball when it comes to the security of lives and property in our country?
If I tell you that our leaders do not know what they should do in order to ensure security of lives and property in Nigeria, I'll be telling you a lie. Mr. Okorie himself has analyzed, what the problem is. And that's why people have been clamoring for state police. And look, allow the state to organize themselves, security-wise. If I'm from Ikuano local government in Abia State, if I'm the local government chairman, and I am in charge of local security, and make sure that all the entry points in my local government in Ikuano is properly polished. The same with the man who is a local government chairman in Adamawa, the same in Ogun State. So if we properly police our local government, tell me where you will begin to hear about insecurity. Where is it going to come from? They know what to do, but they are benefiting from the lapses. They are benefiting from what is going on, the road that is going on, and that's why they don't want to address it. People keep on talking about rejig the architecture and all that, allow state police. How can we be arguing forth and back about that? I agree that the issue of abuse may come in because some of the governors, most of them are not mentally okay when they become, when you give them power. So we have to be careful with that. And that's why we say in the lawmaking, the legal framework, we must make sure that we put it in such a manner that it will avoid abuse. If there is any likelihood of abuse, then the federal police will come in. Let's use the legal framework to organize ourselves. Let's also use the issue of implementation to organize. It's as simple as that. You cannot have security in Nigeria if you don't allow local government in Nigeria to operate. Quote me. You can never have security in Nigeria if Nigerians do not allow local government administration to operate effectively. Quote me any day, anytime. That is what I want to say. I don't want to speak much about that.
Dr. Obani, speaking of local governments, you had cause to write a letter over the weekend about a decision that was taken by an outgoing local government chairman in Lagos State. You said the recent decision by the outgoing chairman of Bariga Local Government Council Development Area, it was not even a full local government, it's an LCDA, Honorable Kolade Alabi David, to rename the popular Charlie Boy bus stop to Bado bus stop in honor of Nigerian artist Olamide and others, may appear harmless on the surface, It may even seem laudable to those who admire the artist's impact on Nigeria's entertainment scene. However, beneath the surface is a disturbing trend that requires urgent national reflection and condemnation. The systematic and silent erasure of certain historical street names in Lagos, especially those reflecting the cultural identity and heritage of non-Yoruba residents.
Yes.
Would you say that this, much as you know, this has now caused controversy? Because in fairness, I mean, Charlie Boy has paid his dues, and that bus stop is as old as I can remember. It's a very popular bus stop. I think there's a signage just right there that says Charlie Boy, Street or so, and then that bus stop has been named after it. Some people say it's an illegal bus stop, but people used to stop there, and it's a popular bus stop.
That's correct.
Now, some people will say, is this incident, though, significant as it is, enough for us to reach the conclusions that we have reached here, cultural identity and heritage of non-Yoruba residency? Or would you say that, you know, maybe there has been some misunderstanding with regards to what exactly the local government, the outgoing local council development area chairman was trying to do?
Yeah, what I did was to draw attention to the fact that this is not a singular incident. I mean, there was this Jeremy local government council that also erased certain names of people that those names have already been named after them, and they've been there for many years. And this started after the 2023 general election. We start having this issue of being divisive, and then the issue of, well, is it cleansing now that is going on? Renaming all the streets, you know, that are born non-Yoruba names and all that. And I know that Yorubas are very sophisticated, very enlightened people. I've been here for many years, and I mean, I don't see some of them, you know, discriminating against any person. But this trend after the 2023 election, where this issue of hostility and you know, try to erase certain names and all that came up, and I felt that, look, let's draw the attention of Nigerians to this. Let it not now become something that will become something that will go on, you know, for a while, and maybe bring some level of disagreement amongst us. And I'm very happy that it attracted the number of the kind of reaction that I want. But the federal government, I mean, the state government is late, is yet to react. The reason I asked, was there any proper consultation with the locals before that name was changed? Was there any proper procedure, you know, to ensure that people also make an input, you know, in local government, in the renaming and all that, naming, you know, a name that was there originally? Was there any such consultation? If there is not, then there is a problem. And so I want a reaction from the state government or from the local government that are doing this, you know, and so that we don't allow it to perpetuate. You know, that is the reason why I had to raise that alarm.
You know, I'm going to call out the Lagos State Records and Archival or an archives agency on this one, because they have a responsibility to be able to say, okay, this is why this is, that is why this is.
That's correct.
Let's just hope that they'll be able to do the needful in the shortest time. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Dr. Monday Ubani is a senior advocate of Nigeria. We have also had with us Devo Okorie, who is a political and development expert. We appreciate you, gentlemen, for being here this morning. And that's the show this morning. Thank you for the privilege of being part of your morning, and have a wonderful week ahead. I'm Ayo Makinde.
Well, I was told that I made a mistake when I was referring to the Falcons. It is the Super Falcons, not the Falconets, and they will be having a parade. Never mind the rain, much later today here in Abuja. We're welcoming them with every enthusiasm. Thank you for watching this beautiful morning. On top of the hour is Business Morning. I'm Maupe Ogunyese.